So, you've got an ant problem. Why else would you be here? If you're here because of your cocaine addiction or your inability to take down a pitch tent, see the previous videos. But today, we'll be discussing how to tackle ant infestations. There are heaps of different ants around depending on where you live. They might be vastly different to the ants in this video, the ants in your country, or the ants in your neighbour's yard. But the most important takeaway message from this video is the importance of finding the correct type of ants you have, and learning how to access the resources available to make the most informed decisions when tackling the problem. The three most common ants in my area are coastal brown ants, also called big-headed ants, as characterised by their brown bodies and a presence of 5% of their population having really big heads. They use these for breaking up food. The other ants include black house ants and green-headed ants, which have got a nasty bite. Coastal brown ants are easy enough to identify from photos, but the black house ants are very similar looking to many other types of very common ant, and to an extent, so are the green-headed ants. The best way of narrowing down your search for identifying the correct species that is infesting your house is to first look at photos of common ants. Find one that looks close, and if it's obvious, like the coastal brown ant, then that'll make life nice and easy. The next thing to do, if a photo alone won't help, is to visit your respective country's biosecurity and agricultural department's websites. More often than not, they will have a list of ants most common to your country, and often even your specific locality. If the photo of the ant looks similar to what ants you have at home, and it is said to be commonly found in the area, you beauty, you found it. One third and final method of identifying ants is to send a sample to a similar department that was mentioned before. Or either that, if you don't have those, you can send it to a university or an entomologist. After performing that research, the same websites will also tell you what the ants are attracted to and what insecticide is most effective at targeting them. We have now determined that the coastal brown ant feeds on lipids, oils and fats, and as such they are particularly susceptible to the insecticide hydromethonon, such as this andro, which is an oil-based bait. The green-headed ant is also susceptible to hydromethonon, but they are less picky about what they eat. The black house ant won't touch fats or protein and instead loves sugar. The recommended insecticidal bait attractant for house ants is indoxacarb or imidacloprid, such as Advian, Antmaster, or Attractant Pro. They can also be controlled with cheaper but more involved methods, such as mixing a borax and sugar solution using a 1-to-1 ratio of sugar and warm water, with 2 level tablespoons of borax dissolved in it. It is important to note that you should never use bug sprays around these baits, or expect any overnight changes. Often you will only see a decline in ant activity from 3 days after treatment, but it may take up to and even longer than a month for the nest to fully be eradicated. But patience is important. Put up with those little buggers for a little while the baits get to work, and above everything, read the label and follow it like a Bible. Don't dilute the bait or poison thinking that you can save money. All you're doing is accelerating natural selection and being solely responsible for creating super unkillable ants that eat poison for breakfast. You idiot. On the flip side, if your hatred for ants exceeds all known bounds, and you feel like you're praying for an atomic war to solve your problem, and you're spending more on killing ants at above label rates than you are on your children's education, then you should probably take a moment to lather your tough skin in fabric softener and reconsider your priorities. Using above label rates, excess chemical, and being too macho about your ant problem isn't good for anybody except the ants. Sure, it kills them quickly, but it might also kill your cat and your kids too. You idiot. You don't want to kill the ants before they have a chance to deliver the insecticide back to the nest. And you don't want to halve the lifespan of your loved ones. Follow the label and nobody gets hurt except for the millimetre bastards digging up the house and biting you.